Hello everyone, Gaara here once again to another review video. Today I'm gonna go over 5 more brand new cards of the upcoming expansion. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So the very first card we have here is Gnomeferatu. It is a Warlock 2-drop, 2 mana, 2/3. Battle Cry, remove the top card from your opponent's deck. Well, it is not known yet 100% if the card will be shown, if it will be revealed to both players. It should appear in the history, so that is obviously important. If you don't know which card you have removed, like for both players, that would play a big impact. Like one player might just play for searching his Tyrion and he would just not know that it was discarded before it's too late. So that's interesting, but besides that, I don't think this card is very relevant. This card would be a card that would be good in a control based or control style of Warlock, and right now we don't have such a deck. The last decks we had were Handlock and Rhinolock, and they both died when one deck died when Molten Giants got nerfed and the other deck died when Rhino got removed from the game. And yeah, maybe in Wild this will see play. In Arena it will definitely see play, just because it's like a 2-drop with an upside, and in competitive play it won't see play unless we will see a viable control Warlock, and even then it only matters if matches go to fatigue. Right now most matchups don't go to fatigue. Almost every deck will win through a tempo play. Jade Druid doesn't allow you to go to fatigue, but discarding, let's say, luckily discarding an Auctioneer or a Jade Idol might be a big deal. Yeah, interesting card. It will, if it sees any play, it will only see play in a control Warlock. The next card we have is actually a very good card. It is a Warrior card, 3 mana, 1/4, Valkyr Soul Claimer. Whenever this minion survives damage, summon a 2/2 ghoul. So first of all, this card has great synergy with the 1-drop, which I've talked about in one of my previous videos. The 1-drop is a 1 mana 1/3 and deals 1 damage to every minion you summon, and it has great synergy with this card. So you have the 1-drop and then you play this and it takes 1 damage, and then you get the ghoul, and if you can damage it again you get another ghoul. So kind of like Patron style. What is very cool is that there's very few ways to deal 4 damage in the game, so it is very hard to kill this card in one go with 1 removal. A mage uses usually Frostbow plus ping or Medee's Valet plus ping. Same goes for Druid with Wrath. It's almost every class does something like this. If the warrior has like Warx and stuff like that. But once you have the board, it gets even more difficult, right? Oftentimes people would just use a bigger minion to trade into you. But this card you would play in a more tempo-oriented deck. And yeah, it synergizes great with the new card. So maybe some Rampage, Enrage, Tempo Warrior. Looks like a cool new deck that will see play for sure. It seems viable, so I'm excited to play this card. So the next card we have is a 6 mana 5/3 neutral, the Necrotic Geist. Whenever one of your other minions dies, summon a 2/2 ghoul. So this card is just bad. I think this is one of the filler cards. This is like greatly understated or overcosted. I don't even know how much mana this card would need to cost that it would be viable. Probably 3 mana. I think for 3 mana this card would be pretty good, but for 6 mana, yeah, it's just, the stats are just too bad. And yeah, next one. Another very cool card we have here, it is the Cobalt Scalebane. It is a 5 mana 5/5 neutral dragon. So it's very cool to get dragons back into the game. At the end of your turn, give another random friendly minion +3 attack. So very cool. It's neutral, so everyone can play it. Pretty good started. 5 mana 5/5 is okay. There's very few cards that can compete with that. One of the cards that come to my mind would be Draconic Operative, but it would be nice to not just always be priest and only play Draconic Operative. Another cool card is it has an upswing, so it's a good card. It works very well with Twilight Drake, which you want to play on 4 now that you no longer have Twilight Guardians. and usually your Twilight Drake should have around 6 health or 8 health, and suddenly you buff your 4-6 or 4-8 to a 7-8, so that seems pretty good. Welcome back to Handlock, and yeah, it's a pretty cool card, very good dragon, and yeah, it's cool. And the final card for this video is a Hunter card. It is a 3 mana 2/2 stitched tracker. Battlecry, discover a copy of a minion in your deck. Hunter is actually a lot of 3 mana cards, and I don't think this can compete. This would be like a card you would play in a very slow Hunter, like Ends of Hunter. You discover additional Ends ofs and stuff like that, but yeah, this is like utopic. Hunter will lose the board early and then you just die. Hunter has like no health gain, no board clears. Hunter can't come back into the game, and this card has way too weak stats, so with a card like this you will be behind on board just naturally against any curve deck, and then how do you come back? That's like no good comeback tool. So if Control Hunter doesn't become a real threat, this card will not see play. If Control Hunter will be a thing, then this card might potentially compete with the other 3 mana slot cards, but for now, unfortunately, I don't think it is playable. And that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it as always. I'll be back tomorrow again. I really enjoyed this one, some cool new cards as always. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and thanks so much for watching, and see you guys tomorrow. Peace!